This is an extraordinary story with about 18 moving parts. Give us the key moving part.
Tom, I was there for an FBI sting operation, as you say, at the Venetian Casino.
Were you invited by the FBI to be there?
I don't think it would be advisable for me to explain how I ended up there, but I was about 100 feet away in front of a gelato stand in the food court.
Which gelato did you have?
I didn't actually have a gelato. But the point here is that the FBI is investigating Huawei's dealings with this tiny Chicago area startup that has perfected, if you will, or come close to perfecting a technology that would supersede Gorilla Glass as the industry standard on smartphones. That is the point. We know all of the narratives thus far, the indictments that came out last week about Huawei's efforts to steal U.S. technology. You heard the story about T-Mobile in 2012. This is, if you will, further evidence, not that Huawei did, but that Huawei may have been trying to pilfer American trade secrets. This is a strong narrative. The government is taking this very seriously.
Let's bring in Naira.
Erik, good to see you. How did this small startup know that Huawei was trying to steal its technology?
Well, for starters, Naira, this little startup called Acon Semiconductor was hoping to cultivate Huawei as a customer, just as it was hoping to cultivate Samsung, Apple, LG, HTC, all the world's major smartphone manufacturers. But when it began to do business with Huawei, something went wrong. And here is the company's CEO, Adam Kahn.
In sending some of our samples for non-destructive sampling, as we do with the other potential customers, we received back on the second round of sampling our sample, and it had been damaged. And damaged in the sense that a large portion of the glass was missing and broken, which was very concerning, obviously, for us. After seeing this portion of the glass that was missing, we had realized this is not really something that could be done in shipping, but more so it's attempted theft of their intellectual property.
Naira, you heard it right there. They concluded they had no choice, really, but to conclude that Huawei was coming after their technology.
Is it possible that Huawei, Erik, was after more than smartphone tech?
Yes, indeed, it is possible. And the reason, Naira, is that this diamond film technology that they have been working on for so many years has applicability beyond smartphones. And once again, here's Adam Kahn explaining.
Worst case scenario, again, we've been publicly discussing some of the work that we're doing on the defense and aerospace side. It could potentially put them in the right direction in terms of what to optimize. And I would say that's the worst case from a weaponry standpoint. In the best case, under the context of corporate espionage, simply wanting something to differentiate from against the Samsungs, the Apples, the Googles of the world, giving them that leading advantage.
Naira, two bad options. Best case scenario, corporate espionage. Worst case scenario, military espionage.
What does the FBI respond to this? You said that you don't want to divulge how you were by the gelato stand at the Venetian watching this sting. What are the comments of the FBI this morning? And you mentioned also the Eastern District of New York.
This is a live investigation, Tom. It is standard practice for
them not
the
to
FBI
comment.
and the EDNY not to comment. That is exactly what happened when I went to them with a very detailed readout of our
Okay, what did
reporting.
Huawei say? Did you talk to Huawei about this?
I made repeated efforts to get a comment from Huawei, and they did not respond.
Right. I want to be very clear here. This is discrete and separate from Ms. Meng in Vancouver.
Absolutely, and also from the T-Mobile indictment. It is possible, however, that this is a tentacle of a much larger octopus.